a captive and appreciative audience. Two of the flowers ignited and began their magical dance of colorful fire on the cement, while the third continued to roll, coming to rest in the grass beneath the chair of a particularly old and close to death great-great-great-aunt. The colored flame, which was creating such a beautiful and harmless display on the patio, was spraying directly at this particular matriarch, the jet of flame licking obscenely at the bottom of the chair. The world was immediately reduced to a few sounds. My own heartbeat in my ears, the screams of the children seated next to her, and that unmistakable zip of the now dying flowers on the patio. Now, I don't know what happened, but somehow my great-great-great-aunt, who'd managed to survive every war of the 20th century, managed to somehow survive me. She was helped to her feet, and she laughed. Take a load off me. Take a load, breathe. Take a load off me. Unfortunately, she was the only one laughing. One of my dad's cousins, who was well into his 20s and never attended family gatherings accompanied by the same woman, sternly ripped the lighter from my hand and ordered me back to the lawn to sit with the other children. Maybe I could try again next year, he said, when I was more responsible and not such a careless idiot. I was crushed. My moment in the family spotlight was over before it had even begun, and not even the soft glow of pseudo-celebrity could save me. I carefully avoided eye contact as I walked slowly, humiliated and embarrassed, back to the lawn, where I tried my best not to cry. I know the rest of the show unfolded before me, but I don't remember it. All I could see was a mental replay of that bundle of ground flowers rolling across the patio. If that one rogue firework had not broken off from its brothers, I thought, I would still be up there for the finale. Maybe I could have lit the pinwheels in the Chinese lantern. I was firmly within the grip of sullen teenage angst, and I spent most of the festivities with my face planted firmly in a book of Warhammer 40,000 rules. And I watched the fireworks show with the calculated disinterest of a 15-year-old. That teenage angst held me in its grasp for the next few years, and I even skipped a couple of fireworks events at Aunt Betty and Uncle Dick's house, opting to attend parties where there were girls who I never talked to. By the time I achieved escape velocity from my petulant teenage years, they had sold that house in Toluca Lake, and 4th of July would never happen with them again. The irony is not lost on me that I wanted so badly to show them all how grown up I was, only to behave more childishly than ever in the following years. What would you do? Stand up and walk out on me. Give me your ears and I'll sing you a song. I will try not to sing out. This 4th of July, I sat on the roof of my friend's house with Anne and the boys and years ago, and once again I saw that brown flower roll slowly under that chair and try to ignite great-great-great-aunt, whatever her name was. Then I looked down at Nolan's smiling face, illuminated in flashes of color. "This is so cool, Will," he declared. "Thanks for bringing us to watch this." "Well, just be glad you're on the roof and not in a lawn chair." "Why?" "Well, I began to tell him the story, but we were distracted by a particularly spectacular aerial flower of light and sparks. In that moment, I realized that no matter how hard I try, I will never get back that day in 1987, nor will I get to relive the sullen years afterwards. But I do get to sit on the roof with my wife and our kids and enjoy 4th of July as a kid. At least until the kids hit the sullen years themselves."